back to godly play. Today is a really special day. You remember what season it's been all this time? Easter. And how did we know that? The color white. About all the new beginnings, about this special time between Jesus' death and resurrection and his ascension, and before the mystery of Pentecost. I'm so excited. Let's not forget where we've been first, though. Where we started. With the three Marys in the tomb who went to find Jesus, but he wasn't there. But they felt his presence even in his absence. And the two men traveling to Emmaus, joined by a stranger who only in the breaking of the bread was revealed as Jesus. Then that doubter Thomas, through his doubt, he came to know Jesus. Then as the disciples went to meet Jesus, they went fishing in the Sea of Galilee. They worked hard into the night and didn't catch a single fish. And it wasn't until a stranger told them to cast their nets on the other side that they were able to catch some fish. Lots of fish. And that stranger was Jesus. I'm going to have to tilt this. Our story's so big. And then they finally got to Galilee and gathered with Jesus, who gave them more instruction and left them with the wonderful words that he will be with them until the end of the age. That's where it gets even more exciting. Then last time, remember, they gathered again in Jerusalem, and Jesus took them out onto a hillside. He blessed them, and then he withdrew and was gone in a cloud. Gone, but not forgotten, having been known in a new way, with the promise of the Holy Spirit to come. And then we finally come to Pentecost. Well, Pentecost is a time of greening and blooming. It's springtime, and the fields are full of ripe grain, and the streets of Jerusalem were filled with so many Jews coming to celebrate high holidays. They'd come from all over the Roman Empire, and they were going to temple to remember the legendary 50 days between the time of Passover and when God gave Moses the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai. Well, the disciples remained in this small room, perhaps even the same room where they had celebrated the Last Supper with Jesus. And they talked quietly and they prayed. And then suddenly there was a sound of a mighty wind, and it filled the whole house, and bits of fire began to dance around each one. And the Holy Spirit had come. Even their tongues felt on fire. And in their joy, they just rushed out to share this with everyone out in the streets. And the people passing by on the way to the temple are like, these guys are crazy. Maybe they drank too much wine. Well, still, they could hear what they were saying, and they understood, no matter what language they spoke. And into this chaos, Peter steps with a sense of confidence and calm that they had never seen in him before. And he addressed the crowd and said, these people are not drunk like you think. I mean, it's the morning after all. What has happened is what the prophet Joel had written about. How he's told us that God would pour out God's Spirit on our sons and daughters and have them prophesy. And the young would have visions, and the old would dream dreams. This is what has just happened. And many passed on to keep their great traditions and live good lives. But many also stayed and listened and were baptized. So this is why the color Pentecost is red. It's the color red to symbolize joy and fire. I almost forgot to show you the picture. And I think somewhere that dove that had descended on Jesus at the time of his baptism was probably smiling, because what was happening was so much like baptism, except it wasn't a baptism with water. This was a baptism by fire. Amen. Wow, what a story. A sweeping story. So many things happened. So many questions and doubts and wonderings. And so many answers and wonderful things, especially God's love being revealed to us. I wonder which of the stories you liked best. And I wonder if we could take out any of these stories and still have all the story we need to talk about the mystery of Pentecost. And I wonder what it must have been like to be there and witness the beautiful coming of the Holy Spirit. How exciting it must have been. And I wonder what kind of wonderful fun you're going to have today, thinking about and working with this story. So much imagination is possible. So have fun celebrating this Pentecost, this day of the coming of the Holy Spirit into us, into you, into me, into all of us. So have a great day, have a wonderful celebration, a special feast. Wear red, eat red, have a fire, who knows, have some fun. And I hope you'll keep coming back and learning more with Godly Play, because there's so many stories to tell. And I'm glad you stayed with me through this big, big story. Have a great day.